from the repeater, so I'll work on that. Anyway, I'm here, Dave. Good to hear you, Bob. Hi to you. And Ron, of course, good evening to you as well. So I just ate some peanuts. I got something in my throat. Back to you, Dave, in 7KC.
In 7KC, loud and clear on the 08 repeater. So let's go to James, WU7N.
Good evening, everyone. Well, I discovered a couple interesting things just surfing around I thought might be of interest to people with the video medium. And I'll tell you how I first got this, is this interesting video that has been created that attempts to show the entire history of the world in a moving map video. And as you can see, it's one of these videos that so much is happening so fast. It's supposed to be 20 minutes long, but if you really look at it, you'll probably spend an hour stopping it and going. But it's kind of an interesting thing, and this is what it kind of led me to that I also found very interesting. And that was this right here, this picture. This is how the bubonic plague from 1346 to 1353 swept through the Western world. But what's really interesting, and I don't know if I got this to the point where you can actually see it, is if you look down here in southwest Kiev, there's no data for that. And this is kind of similar to what's called the black hole effect around major earthquakes. They now teach emergency managers that if you're not hearing from anybody in a certain area, that's probably the area that you should be most concerned about. And I found this was interesting because this shows the central place, kind of where they think maybe it started at least its gateway into the Western world. And I guess there wasn't anybody left there to tell anyone about it. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. First off, the trying to put the history of the world into this map that moves along way faster than you can keep up with it. And then that in turn led me to kind of an interesting black hole effect of the 1500s. So that's what I have for my first round here. This is James, WU7N. Back to Ned.
WU7N, this is 87CYM. Open up in case anybody else would like to join the net. Hearing none, let's go to K9PQ. Bob.
Okay, well, thanks, Dave, and good evening to you, and to Lee, and to Ron, and James. Nice to hear everyone on tonight. I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut this short myself. It was a late day today, and I have a lot of things I have to do. But I did want to check in. I didn't want to miss another one, and after this Friday, I think things will loosen up a little bit, and I should be making all of the nets. That's my plan. I will say the CPAP has been working well, but the adjustment I have not been making is to get to bed early. And some of it has been because of everything that's going on. Just a lot of things I've got to take care of, and that tends to keep me up. But I think too, I just have to make more of an effort, to get up early, go to bed early. Last week I was getting up and going into work early, but I was staying up too late, shorting myself on sleep. And this week I'm sleeping in. I'm still staying up too late, but I'm sleeping in, going into work late. So I only just got home about an hour ago. Well, not even that, about 7:30ish, I guess. And so I'm kind of just catching up on things. But it's good to hear all you guys, and sorry I'm going to have to bail, but it has to happen tonight. So we will catch you Saturday, and a pleasant evening to all. K9PQ.
Hey, Bob.
joining the net this evening. Picture quality of 3.5, looking good. Quality coming in on the 08 machine. Looks like 99% clarity, so very good. And this is day 87 DYM. Beautiful Lake City. Well, let's see. Today I had a lot of things to do around the house. To get caught up with doing my domestic chores, so got that out of the way and had a good time. Well, you never have a good time doing chores, but I try to make the best of it. So got that out of the way. Boy, the weather, I'm looking up at the temperatures in the shack. I've got 85 degrees. It's a little bit on the steamy side up here, but, you know, the humidity is rather dry. I'm showing outside 74 degrees here in Lake City. Still when it's really light outside. I guess sunset seems to happen about 8:15 this evening, so things are getting shorter as the days go along into the winter era, or late fall, I might say. So anyway, that's about it from here. So let's go back up to Rock, 87, behavior.
Okay, thank you very much. This is KD72KU. Well, gee, Bob, I'm sorry to see you go. I didn't hardly have a chance. I guess I had a chance, but I didn't take advantage of saying hello. Good evening, James. And of course, Lee. Well, I was talking about, you know, my hip. Everybody knows I have my hip replaced, but it's been my knee that's been giving me a bad time. Gee, Christmas. So Thursday I went to physical therapy, and then Friday morning my knee was just really hurting. It hurt Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Sunday I'd taken a bunch of ibuprofen. I wanted to go to the coma. Then I got up on Monday morning. Oh my gosh, it was still hurting. I told Joanne, I just got to go to the doctor. I think there's something else going on. I just don't think my hip can make my knee that sore, you know. So I went to the doc. So Joanne got me an appointment with whoever the doctor's assistant is. So I went in there and I told him, man, my knee's just killing me. And so he said, okay, well, let's x-ray it. So he took a bunch of x-rays, came back, and he decided that the patella was off to one side a little bit, and that I had probably been riding the bicycle and stuff at physical therapy, and it irritated it. So he wanted to give me some inflammatory drugs, and he wanted to put me back on the opioids for painkillers, which I really kind of didn't want to do, but anyway, I did. I started back on them. Then we went home and we filled the prescription. I came home and I'd taken one of the tablets, and then I had 4 pages of stuff that came with it, and I read the first sentence. It said, this may cause you to die. Can you imagine that? The first sentence on 4 sheets, the first one said, this could cause you to die. And then I went on to talk about strokes and heart attacks, and oh my gosh, I just went on, especially for people that are older. Well, I'm older, you know. So I read through it, and I sat there, and I was sorry I'd even taken 1 pill. So I handed it over to Joanne, and I said, here, read this. This is you can't believe this. So she read it. She said, oh my gosh, I don't want you to take that stuff. Well, I said, I'm not going to take it. I bought it, but I'm not going to take it. So then I kind of suffered through that. Let me drop it. And I talked to a few people, and they had told me that some people they knew that had knee replacement and stuff that went over to the pot shop, and they'd got some cannabis oil and rubbed that on their knee and stuff, and it had made it feel a lot better. So then I was talking to my son Ron, and I mentioned that. And he said, oh yeah, no, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I've heard of quite a few people doing that. So I decided that I'm going to the pot shop. But then someone that I talked to said, well, they sell it at the drugstore, and I think maybe the quality control would be better on the stuff they sell at the drugstore. Well, lo and behold, I went down to the drugstore, and I got a little bottle of stuff, little tube here of ointment. It's called Charlotte's Web. It's got 750 milligrams of CBD in it. That's that cannabis oil that's infused in it. And I started rubbing it on my knee, and I don't know if my knee got better because of that one tablets that I'd taken that was anti-inflammatory, and then I'd been on the codeine. But anyway, I'd stopped all of that. And so Tuesday my knee was pretty good, and then today I went into physical therapy, and my knee is pretty good. So I've rubbed it on my knee about 3 times today so far. So I don't know. I guess time will tell, but right now I'm doing pretty good. So anyway, if you have any aches or pains, you might want to consider going to the spot shop. So let's go to Lee, M7KC.
Okay. Yeah, I hear myself now. I finally figured out I got a new computer with new Skype on it, and I finally figured out where the settings were to line the wireless headset mic up with, ooh, I'm dark on the screen. You know, that's really weird because when I got things set up here, the camera, well, I was very, very bright. But right now I'm quite dark. Oh man, more work to do, I guess. Well, anyway, hi to you, James. I could have just looked at my phone and seen that you were on there, but I didn't hear you initially. And so forth and so forth. Well, let's see, what's going on here? Well, our boys in town, we all went up last Saturday to Oak Harbor, where Paula's brother lives, and dispensed her mom with the ashes, Grandma's ashes, into the salt water up there. Her turns out her brother and her sister-in-law live about 8 feet from the water. I mean, good night. Two houses, the house on either side of it has been severely damaged by storms and logs coming up and taking the porches off and stuff like that. And they've done best they can. They've got a cap on their bulkhead and concrete blocks to try to protect the house, and they got cement siding on the house. I forget what you call that. But I think it's just a matter of time until they get wiped out there. They've been there 11 years. They've only had one really serious storm that did all that. But nonetheless, it looks hazardous to me. I sure wouldn't want to live there. Beautiful house inside, and nice outside. But, man, oh man, it was on the water. And then, let's see, we had to go to Camino Island Monday. Paula's got a high school friend who's over at a cabin that was near their folks up there, and she really wanted to see him, so we went over there Monday. And this coming Saturday, we got to go to Linden. Well, Custer, actually, is what it's called. And Paula was born in Bellingham, and she's got a lot of relation up there. And there's a big family doings up there and so forth, so we got to go to that. So there's been a lot of travel, and I'm holding up. I got some yard work done today. I'm getting some stuff done anyway. And I got to figure out I've got a light right on me here, and I don't know why I'm not brighter. That's a puzzler.
I'm out. Connected, WU7N. Connected, N7KC.
N7KC is KD7CYM. Whatever you did, your image got a little brighter.
Oh, okay, well, I'm back. N7KC in Port Angeles. Well, thanks, Dave. Well, I moved the light a little closer, but this is a very sensitive camera, so there's some issue here on this. Oh, now look at that. Now it's starting to lighten up. And that's what, I don't know what's going on. There is a control panel for this camera. I got to find it someplace. So anyway, back to net, N7KC.
N7KC is WW7ATS. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society's net on the 08 machine. Does anybody else would like to join our net this evening? Hearing none, let's go to WU7M. James.
Oh, thank you. This is WU7S, and let's see, got an ID up here. Turn the transmitter off. Okay. You know, I'm not sure what happened there, Lee, but both you and I got thrown off for a few seconds off Echo Link. Every once in a while it just does that, don't know why. Anyway, there's what I'm seeing, and it looks like we got pretty decent delay here tonight on the web. So anyway, that's a shot of me, and Lee, I've always felt you were a very bright guy, no matter what your camera says, just for the record there. And Ron, you know, this is the problem when there's only one of you. You'll never know what fixed your knee, now will you? Because you did 3 different things, or maybe 4 at the same time, if you included just getting off it. That's the fun thing about that. But I remember in the 90s, before they were worried about opioids, opioids were prescribed because one of the effects of them is it gets everything to relax. And they were telling all the athletes of the day with our athletic injuries to go ahead and take this stuff, and it did work. It caused muscles and tendons and ligaments to turn to jello long enough for inflammation to go down and for healing to begin. So it's kind of a shame we're in the opioid crisis we're in right now, because I think there is medical benefit, even though the sheet warns you of the minor side effects of gas. I wouldn't let that concern you. Seriously, I'm glad to hear you're doing a lot better. And let's see, what else? Yeah, you know, your story about your friends up there with the house right on the water reminds me about a biblical parable about building your house on the rocks and not on the sand. I think if I was going to have a house that close to the water, I would at least want something that was kind of designed to be on the water all the time, more like a houseboat or something. I'm not sure if that would help you in storms or tsunamis or whatever, but maybe I would at least feel better that I had something that floated to begin with. Because it seems to me to be quite an engineering problem to build something essentially like a domicile on a pier or a dock or something that's right up on the water there that could last if it doesn't have the protection of an inland area like Puget Sound, and I guess even that wouldn't help you for a tsunami. So anyway, wish the best of luck to your friends there, but I'm with you. I'm not sure I'd want to make a life of living right exactly on the water unless there was some interesting engineering going on. Well, anyway, let's see, the other comments, Bob's gone now, but Bob, I hope you get some sleep. That's really important. And just one more, okay, so no one was too interested, but this is the other thing I got off that video. This is a caliphate, the Umayyad Caliphate around 750 after the birth of Christ. I find this interesting because I didn't understand the Islamic group in Syria. This is what they were trying to reestablish. I mean, this was a huge, one of the largest empires in the history of man, stretched all the way from Spain to the Middle East. And this is what they were trying to reestablish. So, you know, something that's thousands of years old, 1,000 years old at least, it still affects us today. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. So this is James, WU7S. There's a picture. There's an ID. And let me turn it back to net control.
WU7M, James, that's great. It's amazing some of the things that you can find on the internet. It's kind of a clever way of teaching history, bringing up maps that move around and show different areas that come up. Quite ingenious on somebody's part to put all that program together. Well, let's see, yard work yesterday. Got a bunch of defoliation going on. It's hard to believe with not much rain how this green stuff can grow in our area here in the Pacific Northwest. Especially the weeds. Man, can they grow when the grass can't, but the weeds certainly are there. anyway, I had a couple of trees to trim back that were trying to grow out in the middle of the street. So I had to cut those back. So now the traffic can go by. Well, it wasn't quite that bad. It was just approaching sidewalk area that would be on the property side of the street on my residence that was getting quite a growth going out there. So chop that up, filled up one of those 90-gallon recycle cans, and the garbage men come by today and pick that up, and now I got another 90-gallon left to go out and trim away. So that's what was happening here in Lake City. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Dave, 87ZYM. So let's go on to Ron, 87QKU.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. KD7ZYM in the group, KD72KU here. Well, Lee, I've been sitting around a lot, and Kingston Bill was always talking about this Jean Socrates. I don't know if you've heard about her or not. She apparently is from, like, Canada, Victoria, or Vancouver, and she's 76 years old, and she's sailing by herself around the world. And she's been out there for 300 and some days, and she's on her last leg coming home now. She's past Hawaii, and she's headed towards the Strait of Juan de Fuca. I think the last time I looked at it here, she was about 1,500 miles out. So anyway, you might want to look at it. It's JeanSocrates.blog. And every day she puts the blog on. She talks about her sails and her boat and the, her headings and the weather and everything. I've only been watching her for a week or so now, but in the past she's had some difficulties in storms and stuff. She's all by herself, unaided, with no motor. If she has a motor, she can't use it, and she has ham radio and stuff. And she's kind of a fit lady for 76 years old. There's some pictures of her. She doesn't have much gray hair. She looks like she's about, 60 really. But anyway, she's 76 years old, and she's about ready to set the record for the oldest person to sail, woman, at least a lady, to sail solo around the world. So, anyway, so I just thought you'd probably like to read about her setting her sails and taking them down and all the difficulties she has. But anyway, quite a lady. All right, let's go over to Lee and see if he has any. Oh, in talking about living on the water, I think that would be fine, but I think you'd need to raise your house up. Have a basement or something in the bottom of it, so that your living quarters, would be about 10 feet above the water. So if you get inundated, I guess we'll do it. Inundated with water, then it wouldn't destroy your furniture. I don't know. But anyway, people build houses sometimes in the strangest places. All right, let's go over to N7KC.
Okay, well, I'm back on again. N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Okay, well, Ron, that's really interesting. Dad mentioned that a long time ago, but I have not been following that, but I wouldn't mind looking her up. So when it's your turn again, maybe I can get you to give that name, Jean Socrates, I thought you said, and I thought you said .blog, but I'm not sure. And I'm a little brighter, I noticed, on the stream right now. I was out looking for support. I don't seem to have the package, the support package that goes with the camera on this computer. I just put the camera in, and it said it was ready to go, so I assumed that it had everything it needed. But there is a control package where I can control a number of things. I can zoom it in and out and tell it to follow a face and things like that. And that's not available at the moment. So, so James, you thought I was a little brighter. Well, I'm tired tonight. I put in 2 more raised planters, rather big pots is what they are. But So I put the concrete rounds in the ground, you know, chisel away until I got a nice level, and then put dirt down and so forth. So, and it was hot here today. I mean, by some standards, not hot, but I thought it was hot. Anyway, so I did get that done, and then I knocked off, so forth. So, well, shucks, I don't have anything else. I've got a minute and a half. James, I think it was my problem, I believe. Oh, this doesn't count down. This counts up. Okay, just 2 minutes now. So I got to quit pretty quick. I think I timed it out, James, and when I did, I think it dumped this. I timed, I think, and I had to reconnect too. I got bumped as well, but I think we did it at 3 minutes plus 5 seconds or something. So I believe it was my fault. So anyway, not sure. N7KT, William, Port Angeles. Thanks for that.
N7KT, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Network. Old machine. I'm Dave. 87 ZYM. Let's go to WU7N. James.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much. Well, while people are chatting, here's a couple things I spotted. I think this is Jean Socrates right here. And I guess I can try and get a little better shot of her face. But well, that didn't work too well. But anyway, I think that's who she is. And that's what she's sailing on right there. And don't know much about it other than that, but I just stumbled onto that, so I thought I'd share that. And here's what I mean by engineering in a home. This home right here survived Hurricane Michael. And as you can see, everything else around it was destroyed. I don't know. They said the owners said they actually built this to survive the big one. Looks like there's a lot of thought given into it. First thing it looks like is that the first floor, it looks like it's built on all those posts. There's parts of cars under, I don't know, maybe play pool or something, and it looks like everything above that is living quarters, so you could look to me, just estimating, I got 10, 15 feet of storm surge that they can handle there before the house even gets wet, except from the rain. And then it looks like the roof would be an ideal ground plane for a nice antenna system there. It looks like it's somehow welded on such that when Hurricane Michael destroyed everything else in the area, which you can see there, they weren't even touched. It looks like some of these other buildings in the back here survived, but not too well, judging from the black hole areas there. So anyway, that's what I thought I would show this time around. And there's a picture of our video streaming, and as you can see, the latency here is really, really good tonight. So anyway, with that, this is James, WU7N, and it looks like I'm a little darker there too tonight, but I got some good color signals. You can see the orange in the half there come through. But I haven't figured out how to light myself up yet without washing myself out. That's a work in progress. So there I am, WU7N. Let me turn it back to Net Control. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N, this is 87 ZYM, beautiful Lake City. Well, it's nice hearing the chat from all you guys. I had to go out today, and some of the chores I was running was to get some more propane. I had done some pulled pork this last week, and the fire in the smoker was running for 30 hours. Finally exhausted a tank of gas. I don't think I've done another 10 or 15 hours on that tank already. So it's replaced and ready to go. Looking forward to doing some ribs in this holiday season that we have, Labor Day coming up. So that'll be all ready to go. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Still got some cleanup to do in the yard tomorrow. And still some more beautiful things to do around the house, too. So life goes on. And, well, I might say, Sunday I'd gone out to the horse races. My daughter, company she works for, instead of having a picnic, we decided to go out to the races. actually a stipend to play the ponies with. And played the ponies I did, and I think I walked away with about minus $1.80 before the day was over. So anyway, it was kind of fun. Won a few races and lost a few. So anyway, all in all, pretty cheap entertainment for the whole day, and had a lot of fun out there. And so that's pretty much what's happening here. So I'll move it back to Ron, 87QD8.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the pictures, James. This is Katie 7QD. Yeah, I don't know if she has a bunch of pictures on her blog or not, but anyway, she's a pretty amazing lady, and like I say, she didn't have a lot of gray hair in the picture I saw. I think she had a picture the other day where she's on her boat. And Lee, if you haven't found it, it is Jeanne, Jeanne, Socrates. You've got it, I guess. Yeah, it was easy for me to find, and I couldn't even spell it right. I found her. I heard in the morning on the Lyman Hill repeater, I heard Kingston Bill up there, and he talked about her, so I picked up her name again a couple weeks ago. So then I Googled it right away, and I found her. So yeah, very interesting person, I'm telling you. She's going to be the oldest woman to sail solo non-stop, unassisted around the world. Anyway, she sailed. This is not the only time she sailed around the world. She sailed around the world before, and she was going to do this a year or two ago. And anyway, I think it sounds like she fell off of her boat, landed on the dock, and broke her neck and some ribs, and she was laid up, so she wasn't able to take off. So she had to wait another year until she healed up. And she's a hardy lady for sure. Writes very well. Enjoy it. What she has to say. So I just don't have a whole lot more. I haven't been doing much. We went over to Tacoma Sunday evening for my brother-in-law's 79th birthday. We're all about the same age, and he gets there a couple of months ahead of me. So anyway, I'll be there in September. We went over there, and his family was there, and his friends and everything. We had dinner, and then we had birthday cake. Red velvet cake. I don't know if you guys are familiar with red velvet cake, but red velvet cake is pretty darn good. And that's what we had. I guess that's what he had requested. So anyway, I sat around there and visited until about 8 o'clock. Dinner was at 5 or 6, and then I told Joanne, and then I'm starting at 8, we got to go. So we had to head home. So that's been my big outing. I have gone out one other time to visit a friend over in Remington. He invited us over for dinner. We went over there. And then Dave came over the other day when he had that pulled pork. He brought some pulled pork over. He brought hamburger buns and Cokes and coleslaw and all that stuff. And so we had lunch. And he didn't stay too long. I think he realized I was feeling kind of terrible. So he might have been quiet or something. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, for about 4 days there, my knee was just getting worse and worse. Like they had me do, the doctor sent along another prescription to have them strengthen the inside of my knee to try to pull the patella over a little bit. The physical therapist thought that what had happened was pretty common with people that have hips replaced. That it's the muscle down the outside of your leg is kind of affected. I forget what she called it. So it tightens up, and when it tightens up, it sort of pulls it over. And then, of course, I'm walking differently than I used to and everything else. So all in all, I just put a little extra stress on the knee. But I'm sure glad that it's working better. You know, and like James was saying, I don't know, this is stuff that's doing it. I'm just on Tylenol now, and I've been rubbing that on now for 2 days. And my knee seems to be fine. So got my fingers crossed that it's going to work and it's going to be fine. Let's go over to Lee, N7KC.
Okay. The button on my phone turned black so I could push it in 7KCD in Port Angeles. Well, I'm brighter now. I cannot find that software on the computer here. And when I went over to try to download it, it did. When I went to install it, it said that this should not run on a Windows 10 machine, so I let it abort. So I'll have to look elsewhere and find out what to do about that. I found Gene Socrates' blog by just going to Mr. Google and typing in Gene, and then an S and an O, and it popped right up. And of course I had everything spelled wrong. But then I found the blog, and so I'll make a little icon for the screen. So I can just click on it and follow that. I know Bill's been doing that for a long time and enjoying it a lot, I think. I've not talked to him in quite a while, so. Let's see, the fair starts tomorrow. The Collin County Fair, which isn't very far from us. It's on 18th. We're on basically 13th, so it's 5 blocks north of us, but it's east of us a little bit, probably another 5 to 7 blocks. So it's walking distance easy, so we'll check that fair out. It starts Thursday, goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so it's a 4-day thing. And we've got good weather. We're 2 inches behind for the year. We are on stage 2 of 5 stages of water rationing right now. Right now it's voluntary conservation. Stage 1 is just simply notifying you that we're soon going to be in stage 2. We're in 2. The river this morning was flowing at 380 cubic feet per second. And when it gets down to 300, we'll probably hit stage 3. And then I'm told that if it gets to 200 cubic feet per second, why the fish get the water and we're in deep doo-doo. It hasn't happened yet while we've been here. And it didn't used to happen when the dams were in because they could control the flow in the river. But right now there are no dams. So we're at the mercy of the L1 and snow melt and all that sort of stuff. Oh well. Anyway, okay. I'm just about done. This is in 7KC. I'm Lee. I'm in Port Angeles, and I'm going to send it back to Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Yes, 7KC is 87CYM, Western Voices and Amateur Television Society Tech on the OA machine. Well, let's see, going down the list. Boy, do we have a big, long list tonight. Let's go to James, WW7ATS.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And I had to toss this up here. You said it was the way that you were walking. So I mean, it reminded me of this routine. Walk this way, which I think next to the Potemkin Steps is probably the most stolen and repeated Groucho Marx routine ever. Which looks like for some reason I just lost it. But anyway, you can see Mel Brooks stole the idea. So when you go to your physical therapist, say, should I walk this way? And if it says, yeah, well then you can walk that way. So anyway, I hope you find that funny at this point. So anyway, the water rationing is just bizarre. So you're telling me that when they had the dams, we didn't have to do water rationing, but when we put the dams in, now we do. I won't ask the annoying and very irritating question, why didn't they just put fish ladders around the dams so that all the fish critters could go up and down the streams without any problem, and then you wouldn't need to build expensive reservoirs, which from what you tell me is the logical next step for the northwest counties there in Washington State would be start building water projects. Because from my perspective here, this has just been a wonderful summer because we have had I haven't even pulled my hose out yet. I probably will tomorrow to do some watering around the house here. But my goodness, we're already all halfway through August, and we've gotten enough rain that I haven't had to water. And of course, our plants here in my association are designed to be pretty hardy plants, but not that hardy. We have about 3 inches of topsoil on top of clay. So most summers, you need to water every 48 hours or everything just dies. So it's just fascinating to me, Lee, that you've got, I guess, volunteer water rationing. If I understand you correctly, the next step is voluntold water rationing. Best of luck with that. So anyway, Ron, I hope you like the Groucho Marx clip there. I hope it's funny. This is James, WW7N, back to Net Control.
WW7N, this is KD7GYM. I think I got a solution to the rain. I'm going to wash my car tomorrow, so that generally always brings rain. But the weather forecast said that's probably not going to happen, but I'm still going to wash my car, sort of a form of a rain dance. So get that done, and I do have to get into some of the plants around my house. They're saying, please water me. The roadies have started to, the leaves are not curling yet, but they're starting to get a little bit discolored to green, so that's an indication they are very thirsty. I think last week's rain brought almost a half-inch of rain, which sustained them pretty well. But now that it's been a little dry and this 80-degree weather is certainly making it thirsty. So anyway, that's what's happening here. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7GYM. So let's go to Ron, KD7QKU.
This is KD7QKU. Well, in looking at some of the pictures I've seen of the lady, Jean Socrates, on her sailboat, she has a wind generator, windmill, just like I think the one you have, Dave. She may have solar panels, too. I guess I don't know that for a fact. She also has a little generator, I think, that she can run. So anyway, I don't know if she has a satellite phone. She may have a satellite phone. Sounds like she has lots of radio equipment and constantly in contact with people. She gets in on nets and everything. But she does have a little windmill. And you can see it in this picture I'm looking at right now. And it shows a picture of the lady's face and everything. And like I say, she looks in pretty good shape. Doesn't have much gray hair. What is she, 76, did I say? I think I said 76 years old. So anyway, yeah, I think she's getting kind of lonesome. She says it's really nice when she has contact with someone on the radio and she hears another voice. So she's been out there 300, I don't know, on her last log today. I guess it's tell how many days she's been out there. Find it. 315 days. She's been out there 315 days by herself. She went through quite a few storms and she had damage to her boat. Her sails have been tore up a couple of times. The other day, you'll find out she has some kind of a little winch to help assist her running the lines up now. She's got a line fast fixed in it somehow and she couldn't know how to get it up, so get it loose, so she had to make a little, what would you call it? Now she had to take another line and take the tension off of that so she could get it done. She did it quite a bit. She talked about the knot. I can't remember what it was. She said, what a wonderful knot. She had to take the slack, put the slack in the rope so she could work it. So anyway, quite a lady. Apparently she's pretty handy and can fix all of her own little problems. So anyway, I just don't have any more to say. I'm about ready to say 73, I think, and go back into the chair and put some more ice on my hip leg. So anyway, let's go over to Lee and see what other wonderful things he has to do.
Okay. 17KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Ron, don't they call that compensatory injury, a compensatory injury when you have something done and you walk a little bit differently maybe or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's good that it's getting better. That's great. And don't take those opioids if you can avoid it, for sure. James, there were two dams on the Owa. One was just a little bitty one, and the other one was a good size. Lake Mills was up at Glines Canyon, and it was one of those dams that it's been a cataract up there. There's no, I can't imagine how they would have ever gotten fish around that. It's 210 feet, I think. It's an impressive thing. If you ever have the opportunity to go up to Glines Canyon and see where that dam was, and the Lake Mills was the one behind it. It was a 415 acre lake. And they had a power plant there that generated a little over 13 megawatts. And then the other dam down on Lake Aldwell, I guess. They had a 100-foot head down there, and they made about 14 megawatts. And that power all went down to run the mills in Port Angeles. That's why it was all put in back in the very early 1900s. Well, it turns out that the infrastructure was in such bad shape that if they didn't take them out, they were going to have to either rebuild them or take them down anyway, something they thought might fail. And that wouldn't have been good if that had happened. So there wasn't an awful lot of argument about taking out 3 dams. And so it's touch and go now. The city here gets their water from the Owa, and they've got a special filtration system, and they suck it in about a mile upstream, and so forth and so forth. So anyway, yeah, okay. I'm with Ron. I'll call this my 73 round. It's always fun. I enjoy it. I've obviously got a couple of things to do here to get my new computer up to snuff here with the video and all. Okay, 17KC here in Port Angeles. Good night to you guys, and we'll see. So, probably not be here Saturday night. Anyway, we'll see you the first time I can get here. 17KC, back today.
17KC, this is 87GYM. Don't mess with your camera. It's looking great. Whatever you did, you did an investment that works very well. So let's go on to James, WW7ATS.
Well, thank you, Dave. And Ron, hope you're feeling better. And I, of course, am extremely interested in what you're doing there because the 28th I have my appointment for pretty much what sounds like the exact same thing. So anyway, let me know, keep your notes on what works and what doesn't, because I'll probably be talking to you again. Anyway, the interesting about the history of the dams, I remember reading about the St. Francis Dam disaster in California, which happened in 1928, and what a horrific disaster it was when the dam failed, and it, was in 1928. So I could understand how if they had built those dams early in the century, how they would be super sensitive to making sure that they did not fail. I don't know when the dams were taken out, but with the 1928 disaster fresh on everyone's mind, I could imagine conservatism was probably the best course. But I don't know. The population up there, I interviewed for a job, 5-6 years ago up there in that area, and the population seems to be going only one direction. They might as well plan ahead for it. Water, electricity, sewage, the basics. Anyway, on that note, this is James, WW7ATS, with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Good net tonight. Really appreciate everybody that participated. So let me turn it back to Dave. 73s, everybody. Good night.
Good evening, all. This is Dave, 87GYM. I'd like to thank participants from Massachusetts, 37CKU, Ron, 17KCZ, Bob, 29PQ, WG7M James, and myself, 87GYM. So we terminate the net. Is there anything from anyone? So pull the plug. Hearing none, we'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine, the PAC repeater group for allowing us to use their machine on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So with that, we'll terminate the net likely early this evening at 2054. So this is Dave, 87QYM, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net, saying good evening to all at 2054. Good evening all.
connected.
AS7WE, W7TJL.